Well, look who it is. It's me. You're welcome. Charlie Greer Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to support the shit show, in the description, there's information for Zelle. You can figure it out. So today, GTLA, going to LA. So I wrote a script in like 95, perhaps. I've written a few scripts, and so going to LA was one of them. Pardon me. Excuse me. And so, yeah, I wrote this script, and then I had I had some representation. I had a lawyer, kind of, and I was also submitting to things, like screenwriting contests and this, that, and the other thing. And I was just carpet bombing, bam, bam, just, And I got lucky that I entered the Nico Fellowship, which is like the Oscars screenwriting competition. And I got second runner up. What do you know? Woo, party. And the person who read the script, like they pick certain people that actors, producers, whatever, to read these scripts and to judge them. And the guy I got was Jack Lemmon. Yeah, that Jack Lemmon, Jack Lemmon. He loved it. Never met Jack Lemmon. Somewhere I got a letter from him. And I got second runner up, which is not too shabby. I mean, consider the Nico Fellowship is just like, it's got a high brow, And quite honestly, I don't even know. I didn't know how I get. I mean, I guess I entered it, but I didn't. And then shit changed after that. Like I got second runner up in the Nico Fellowship. People started taking me serious. I got flown out to LA for the first time in '96. I got to pitch Gail Ann Hurd, which was a nightmare story. She didn't really let me pitch her. I didn't use the right software to write my script, so she wouldn't even look at it. She's just like, that was a horrible experience. But it got me in the, my foot in the door. And this is like in '96. And everybody's like, dude, you just got to get to LA. Just start, get out here and start struggling like the rest of us. And I made some contacts. The guy who wrote The Game, it was a Michael Douglas film. I met him that first trip. You're networking this, that. But it took about 2 years. I didn't move till like '98. And so I moved to LA. And not too long after that, I met my producer, Niles, who at the time was manager of the Key Club. And the Key Club used to be Gazares and Legendary Club. And Niles is an amazing person, really talented. If there was any, you would know who he is. If there was any, truth in the world. Anyway, so I knew his roommate. Like I'd worked on a movie, his roommate, so I knew Niles, and and his roommate had written the script and was like, "Oh my God, Charlie, he's great," And Niles grew up in LA, seen it all. He everybody like, I'm the great, I'm the best. You're not going to get past someone like Niles. You got to be good. You got to be, And so we, I got to know him. I went to the Key Club, and him and I just kind of bam. He loved the script. We come from that same kind of band world, rock and roll, running streets kind of thing. And so we just clicked. We're like, look, let's just come to an agreement that you and I are doing this. Let's do it. And we did. It was amazing to see him work. Get us. It's again, it's a shame. He should be like a top guy, but again, we're Hollywood street guys, kind of wild men at the time. We've mellowed and we're older, and we're just not that kind of milk toast studio. We're all tatted out, and But you couldn't deny that we had this great script. Um, and we were two angles. We were either going to option the script, get them to make it, or shift gears and just get the financing. Just find somebody to give us like $5 million. And Niles and his genius was doing it both at the same time. Like uh, again, how he got us into some of these people. I'm talking about like A Band Apart, which is Quentin Tarantino. He got us the readers for Oliver Stone. He got me used name. I couldn't believe it. And they were taking us serious. I mean, granted, as serious as you can. We were wild back then. I mean, we partied. We had a lot of fun. And Niles, the genius that he is, how did you do that? What did you do? And sometimes he wouldn't remember. I don't know, because again, you're doing so much. We were every day we would meet because we had things to do. We had jobs and this, that, and the other, and working. And I was also in a band, but we would spend time. We buckle down, and this is what we're gonna do. And then seeing people we know, like friends, like, yeah, right. And then they're like, "How? Who you met with? What you did? You got the what?" And we got close. I mean, we got promissory agreements from people. There was actors that wanted to be in it. Like, hey, if you get this money, I'll be in. Here's a promissory agreement. I got to be paid so much. Blah 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 blah. We thought it was happening, but then it just shit happened. We don't know. This didn't happen, and we were trying to raise the money. I remember one time we met at some restaurant on Sunset with these money people, and the guy had just got a nose job. Like, he's going to be late. He's just coming from his nose job. Like, nose job. And like his thing, And they were interested, but they kind of threatened to. They were like, well, we give you this money, legs could get broken if you start. What? Like, I don't think we want to deal. Because quite honestly, I mean, that's a lot of money. And of course, if they give you 5 million, you probably need 10, 15, 20, we were smart enough not to go down that road and not to. But we tried, and people loved the script. It's about two guys that rob a bank. I don't want to say too much, but and we did that forever. And it got nicked. It got pinched. People were ripping our script off. I mean, I'm not going to say much, but it gets the round. So Hollywood's a small little world, believe it or not, especially in that world where people are, of course they're going to take this and that and the other. And by then it'd been years. It was exhausting. So we're just like, okay, we both is kind of like, well, enough's enough. We tried. What are we gonna, And by then I was burnt out didn't want to deal with the Hollywood, write another script, do this, help me. I was like, no, I'm just going to do other things, like write my book. And so then about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I reconnect with Niles. He rewrites the script. Pardon me. And he did a damn good job. Matter of fact, the second one is just as good or better than the first one. So technically we have two. There's Going to LA, there's GTLA, and then his is called Remaking of GTLA. And it involves the script plus the real life stuff that we went through. I was just so happy when I read that script. When he sent it to me, I was just like, wow, like he nailed it. He did such a good job. I mean, it's such an easy read. Kind of like when you're reading it, you don't want it to end like, oh no, I'm almost. And that's rare. And I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm great. No. And being older, Niles' son is now like an up and coming actor. I don't know if I should be saying names, and I'm not gonna, but his son is an amazing actor, just a natural. And some people just have it, and they're just like, it's like meant to be, Other people have to work their ass off, and that's cool too. But then there's just people that are kind of like born into, just you couldn't see them doing anything else, kind of thing. Which I love that magic. I love the again. I want to be inspired by people, young, older. I don't care. And he's such a cool kid. Niles and his wife did such a great job on their kids. So yeah, he wrote the script and then rewrote the script. Now his son is connected to some, cool people in the industry. Then they read the script. So now there's interest in at least the one he rewrote, because if we technically we have two scripts. We got the original one, and then we have the rewrite that he did. And either way, how it goes, even if we blend them both, whatever, I mean, I could see it being like two movies. And that's kind of how we're going to pitch it. Plus, I own the movie rights to my book, Randall the Madman. And I've never dealt with anybody besides like before I met Niles, like lawyers or whatever. But I don't want to be dealing with all these other people. Like, he's my ride and die, and vice versa. We're doing this. I mean, if it happened, it isn't like, because that's the first thing that happened when you start getting interest. People are starting to come in and say, you don't need this guy. You don't need that. No. You got to stick to your guns. You got to, even at the worst, it's like the devil, which Niles is not a devil or anything, but it's like the devil, meaning, hey, I know this person. We all have problems. We all have our own, little ways. And I like him. And at least because they'll just come in and just ruin. They'll sabotage everything. And quite honestly, I don't want to work with anybody else. Again, there's something to that, to have loyalty, to have faith, to believe. And I know how hard it is for Niles to, and I remember when we first got together, like people were like, who is he? Like people were like, oh, it's Charlie. He had to explain me because I'm not like a Hollywood, I'm a hillbilly from Tennessee, man. I mean, I just moved to LA, but I got a little bit of talent, and you can't really fake that. I mean, you can to a certain extent. Always had my back, always talked great about me, even when I wasn't doing too good. I mean, I'm like a hermit, I don't, that's another thing. We'd be out in Hollywood and all these cool people, and we'd be invited to all this stuff, and I never would go. I'd be like, oh, I got to walk my dog. Dude, you come on, all these girls and this, I just didn't, and I can't be something that I'm not. It's probably better off that I'm not there and you get a few drinks in me and around these people. I might say something, There's a lot, and I heard this about Hank Williams, and it kind of applies to me too. There was places that Hank Williams' music could go that Hank necessarily couldn't go. He's Hank Williams. He's going to change. And I get that. There's a time and place for everything. You might not want me around, especially if I'm partying with people or something. I might say something. I might, I'm more of a street guy. So, I mean, you just don't know. And even at my best, sometimes I'm just threatening. I mean, I'm like 6'2", and we got to cover our tattoos. We don't want anybody to. Niles can go anywhere, though. He's, it's like the yin and the yang, And what's good about me not being kind of the hermit guy is I will buckle down and get the shit done and get the work done. And you need these kind of our personalities work well together. We're, we just go together. It happened, and that's hard to find. Again, I'd been through, and I'm sure Niles had too. I've been through all these motherfuckers, and I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. I can't. It's exhausting to be around this person. It's toxic. I mean, I can't do this. I don't care how much money is going on. I just can't. So it's so much better and he's a friend. It's so much better to have that. Also, when they start coming, these people behind the scenes, you got to have people to have your back. Because the first thing, anytime I'm done just about anything, here comes these people trying to tell me, talk bad about people. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I just met you, and now you're trying to put in your little, get the fuck out of my face. Get away. I don't care. I don't care how many bridges I'm burning, so to speak. I like to keep a small circle of people. Now, granted, I know all these people. I mean, I know every. I mean, I forget. I don't remember who I know. I mean, and everybody seems to know me or whatever I'm doing. So it's good to keep that tight, small. It makes you even more powerful. When you got everybody here and there and everywhere out there, no. You have to stick to your guns. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for everything, especially when there's money involved. And most of the time, they're just splitting people up so they can take the money. And granted, the money has to go somewhere. It's going to go, if it ain't, you know what I mean? I'd rather him get than, I learned I'm loyal. I mean, I like dealing with him. And we're good at what we do. Why in the hell would I want to deal with people that, oh, here, you just meet this person. Okay, now they're your, nope. Because that's going to happen anyways. If this flies off next week, we're going to be dealing with people. Hopefully, we can use a production company that's cool. Because we're making this thing. I don't even think we want to option it anymore. I mean, that could happen, but now with the cameras being so good and they're not, I mean, granted, some of them are not like they used to be. You can make a really good movie on a shoestring budget if you know the right people, what you're doing. You don't need a huge crew. You just need like about 10 people that are plus your actors or whatever. But yeah, going to LA, GTLA, making of LA, it seems like the spark is kind of back with that. It seems like and there's so much shit out there. And I'm not trying to brag because it might not be for everybody, but I can write a pretty damn good script. And so can Niles. And again, it's prime time for something good. Matter of fact, you don't even have to be that good. There's so much shit out there. It's like a quagmire of fucking shit. You're just a little bit talented. You're showing out. Because that's a lot. What's going on right now is that's the last thing they're thinking about is talent. It's more like wokeness and this and that, who you are and what you are and your background and you're this and you're that, or you're not this and you're not that. They'll laugh at you when you try to just, peel it back just to the talent, the art. That's the last thing on their mind. You're stupid kind of thing. Like, what are we doing here? This is what we're talking without the, and that's the problem. The people that are getting the opportunity don't deserve it. And they know. It's just, this is the worst it's ever fucking been. I mean, it's just shit. Look around. Try to watch some of that stuff they're doing. You would think that they'd know better. Because at the end of the day, it is about, they want to have money so they can go do their nefarious shit. Mentally ill people, sociopaths, they're not thinking along those lines. They have no foresight. Meaning, action, reaction. They're not, no, it's just hell-bent on this nanny boo-boo attitude. I mean, they'll ruin everything just to get over on somebody. It's like, I showed you. It's like, dude, you just ruined everything. But I see, well, and then they start thinking about it, like, oh shit, can't have people around like that. Matter of fact, that's the major tell. And that's another reason why people, certain industry creative circles can't have me around because I'll speak up. It's not like I'm mean and grabbing somebody by the fucking, but I'll let them know, like, what the fuck did you just say? You don't know shit. Oh no, but I see, I'm that. You can't have me again. Once in certain things, they have to deal. They have to because it'll make them look stupid. They're not that dumb. But I've been in I've had a lot of promises. I've had, again, it goes back to me, winning the second runner up at the Nickel Fellowship. Also, I made a film. I wrote a film called Walk-Ins, and I shot that. It was like a 20-minute, like, pilot to my feature film. And I got nominated for a local Emmy in St. Louis. Matter of fact, I was going through some boxes and I found my Emmy card and they gave me like a gold pen. I totally forgot about that. Matter of fact, I should be promoting. I should have that on my Facebook. Like, 1996 local St. Louis Emmy. I mean, I didn't win. But I got nominated. And that's another thing bad about me is I'm horrible at promoting. I need people to, I create. I'm an artist. I'm not a, marketer, and I'm not this, that, and the other. I'd rather concentrate on the art and not budge an inch. Certain things, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna budge. Then I'm difficult to work with then because I'm not gonna, and next thing you know, again, if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for everything. And next thing you know, everybody ducked their finger in the pie and I can't do it. But it's been almost 30 years. Huh? But people are discovering it. People really like, what the? And if they're going with their gut and they were smart, they know that this is what else do you got? Compared to all these other things that because these people get like a lot of scripts. And is it even comparable? Again, a lot of stuff gets made just because of who people are, and a lot of nepotism and favoritism and cronyism, and I'm dating so and so, and this, that, and it has nothing to do with the art. Remaking every fucking thing. The year that I did I got second runner up for the Nickel Fellowship, I was flown out to Los Angeles. First time I was there, and I was staying in a hotel, and they had this writers conference and stuff. And I was shocked that the script that it sold for the most that year was a remake, not about a Swiss Family Rubenstein, like a remake of the Swiss Family Robinson. And they'd made a shit ton of money. The thing was never made. And it sold for the most money. That's a con if I ever saw one. And then the people, I was in a circle of people talking, and they were ranting. Some of these people were like directors and producers and and the person who had written it, they were talking about, they were con men. It's a scam. There's connected where they've written all these scripts that have sold, they're millionaires, and not one had went in production. Yet they're looking like, oh, look at how talented these people. No. We're going to do Raging Bull 2. Just no. And again, if they're around real talent and real artists and creative people, they can't be. So they'll say everything else. It's usually never about your art. It's about, oh, he's got an attitude problem. His eyes are too blue. His feet are too big. All that stupid shit. Because they can't. If they're like, they can't really lie. But without the script they don't want anybody even to get to the script because they know that once they do, then all that stuff falls away. Like this person is, you would think, some people do. Like I'm that kind of person. If I'm around certain people, the first people that start belly aching and bitching about, out. You just showed me your hand. I don't care. Go. And I was that way with my band too. Like I would just gone, goodbye, and move on. Never. It's not even blink an eye. Just because the way I look at it is, I'm the captain of this pirate ship. You're wanting something from me. Again, a lot of these people, it's all you're swimming in my wake. You're coattailing riding off me. And I'm a pretty giving person too. If we connect and I'm really open. Um, I'll help people out. I'll show them secrets that I know. And then here comes the shit. And I'll just be like, okay, goodbye. Because what? I mean, I wasn't looking for you. I'm not. I mean, I've had people like join my band begging, oh, please help me, 7 months later, they're acting like they run the world. They're, the attitude, Uh-uh. No. But Niles and I have always had a mutual respect. And we can see, again, we like good stuff. We know what's good. We're not just saying it's good because we did it. That's another thing. Just because you do it, don't mean it's good. Most people are like, oh, I did this. No, man, it's shit. If it wasn't you, would you really like it? It's just because and a lot of people can't split their brain and think along those lines. It's like, oh, they don't even know what they're talking about. They have no self-awareness. So I know that granted, it's like 27 years later, but I have a good feeling. And stranger things have happened. I mean, I'm not holding my breath, but it will pop off. And they know it too. Especially this younger generation of creative people. They know hell, some of these people that they're working actors and directors, they they have to do certain things to so when it's good, it's like, oh wow. And technically it's 2 scripts. We could do 2 movies. So we shall see. We shall see. So keep your eyes open. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I love you, Niles. I love all y'all. And again, you can support the channel. Go to the description, Zelle. Hook me up. Be blessed. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.